Hello and welcome back to Total War Tips, HeirofCarthage. Today you can see that I'm starting an attack here against an AI army, and today we're going to talk about leadership bombing, which is basically the ability to get in and cause a chain rout quickly. Now, I'm going to go ahead and slow this down and talk about a couple of things real quick. This is something that can be done in past historical Total Wars. It can also be done in new Warhammer games. It's probably easier to do in the new Warhammer games because there's even more units that cause fear and terror, and you also have spells that can reduce leadership. However, this can still be done in the old Warhammer games as well, including the historical ones. In fact, I've got to pause it and explain real quick. There are some units who cause fear and terror. You have to look here on the unit card. Again, if it's an older Total War, it'll indicate it here. But this one causes terror and fear. Terror and fear lower the leadership of enemy units within the radius that it impacts. It's usually a relatively small radius, but it can impact multiple units if they're grouped up closely. Terror, in fact, will cause that unit to rout if the leadership drops low enough. It's called a terror rout. Now, you can use this to your advantage. So, in past Total War games, I'll give an example like Rome 2, elephants cause fear. You can bring the elephants in, charge from the flank, you get a flank attack penalty to leadership. And leadership, by the way, is this unit stat right here, close to the top. So for this unit, it's pretty high. You can drop their leadership with flank attacks, fear-causing units, magic, killing their leader. All kinds of things can impact the leadership. Whether or not they're winning or losing a fight impacts the leadership. So essentially, if you want to cause a leadership bomb, try and get a localized area where you're winning the fight by a lot. You've outflanked the enemy. You have a fear or terror-inducing unit. And in a Warhammer game, make sure you also bring magic to bear. I'm going to be using the spell Phantasmagoria, and I'm going to combine it with the spell The Withering. And so when these two combine, it'll be about a minus 24 leadership debuff. So let's go ahead and demonstrate this, and I'm going to let you watch this closely. So I expect to be able to win the fight right here pretty decisively. I'm going to take my two leaders that are doing the spells. So see, my Demonettes, I know are going to do very nice damage to these Chaos Warriors of Khorne. They're a high leadership unit, a lot of defense, and a lot of armor, which would normally be hard to break, but I'm going to focus an attack in right here on this one unit with a couple of my units that are going to cause intense damage. And then I'm going to take my two larger units, which is Nakari and my Urlurus on the Chariot. I'm going to immediately pull through. And you can do this by coming around the flank as well and timing it right. Either way you want to do it. But you see, I'm going to pull through. And what we're going to be looking for, and let's take a look at this unit right here. It says, in melee, unit losing decisively. This unit's also probably taking a flanking penalty. You can see their leadership's already down to 54. Tip play and watch what it's telling us on these unit cards. You can see recent damage, losing decisively. All of these things are taking a toll. So let's fire up Phantasmagoria. I'm going to put it right there, and then I'm going to overcast this. So that is going to make our leadership debuff there. I've got to wait for the spells to engage. And then I'm going to come charging back in. So Phantasmagoria is active, and the Withering is active. You can see already the leadership dropping big time. We're winning the fight, and here comes the rear charges to follow it up. So now the Terrified effect kicks in. So you can see this unit has already terror routed because it took that rear charge. That also caused this one to terror rout, and then this one as well. So we took out 3 units all at once, and now if I quickly start wrapping up the flank, you can see another unit giving way, and then this is what we essentially refer to as the terror bomb. So now I have the enemy units on the run, and I can quickly start to roll up this flank. So here comes the devastating flank attack to the next unit, which was already wavering. They're going to succumb to terror, and then I can just start rolling right into the next unit. Now, some of these units may come back from routing very quickly when it's a terror-induced rout. However, they usually tend to take a ton of damage. Look at the leadership already dropping here, too, and we don't even have the spell present. This unit is extremely likely to terror rout here. And there it goes, so the terror rout, and I'm going to keep rolling up the flank, and you all can see how this goes, essentially. Again, these units may pop back quickly, but this essentially gives you a way to very quickly wrap up and roll up the flank of an enemy. So hopefully this is useful to you, understanding the terror bomb. It's a very useful strategy. It can be used, as mentioned, in older games as well as the newer ones. Let me know if you have any questions down in the comments. HeirofCarthage, signing out for now.